Hey y'all, so I'm back-to-back videos in one day. Wow, this is some amazing stuff. But I wanted to talk about the effect of Opus 4.6. It just dropped by Anthropic, so I've been playing with it a couple of days, having it work with my AI agency with Kiyomi, Brock and Arianna. And buddy, when I tell you Opus 4.6 is in fact a huge leap, a gigantic leap. I mean, dude, Anthropic, hey, they know what they're doing. This is serious. Turn somebody like me into a one-man startup in less than a month. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to share my notes, my nice little slide deck, and show you exactly what the improvements have been like from my real life standpoint. And I'm going to tell you how you can get the same thing too, but even better. So stick around. Of course, first thing, the Richard Eccles Twitter. I always have a hard time saying this. Richard E. AI. Go ahead, give it a follow, join. You'll see everything I got to do. And hey, man, I'm a real guy, okay? I always have that appeal because a lot of these folks who get on here and talk about AI are characters. I don't think I am. All right, so let's talk about what I gave my AI employees when I gave them Opus 4.6 because, like I said, it's a leap. I'm going to tell you what has changed in just the small time that I have been implementing Opus 4.6 in my whole workflow. First and foremost, first thing you see right here, this slide deck was not made by me, was made by my company. And if I want to make it even better and improve on it, all I got to do is say the word. So let's go ahead and get started. Anthropic dropped Opus 4.6 on February 5th. Today, I believe, is the 9th day after the Super Bowl. Now, everybody ran their benchmarks. Everybody read the blog post. I gave it to my AI employees. I gave it to Brock and Arianna. And, of course, I gave it to Kiyomi, too. I got 3 now. Been doing a lot of hiring, unlike the economy. Anyway, so here's my setup. Brock he's on my Mac Mini 1. He handles operations, trading, and infrastructure. I have him as basically like my passive income bot who helps with like crypto trading and things like that. Because that's his mission. Now, he used to be my builder back when I first got into the whole AI agency thing using OpenClaw, but I have shifted him more towards more passive income. Whereas Arianna here, she's on my Mac Mini 2. She's my marketing, YouTube, X, just content in general. Arianna was the one who made this slide deck. And I think she did a very impressive job, because she gave me exactly what I was looking for. If y'all want me to make it prettier, just let me know down in the comments. I'll get Arianna right on it. So both are running Claude Code. Both are running 24/7. And I upgraded both of them to Opus 4.6 in under 5 minutes. Now, if you're aware, when Opus 4.6 first dropped, OpenClaw couldn't do it. You'll see that video. I put it up a couple of days ago. I'm sure they're up to date now with everything that they got. But anyway, I don't want to throw too many more shots. Let me go ahead and continue. So here's this thing about benchmarks, okay? 80.8%, whereas GPT 5.2 scored 56.8%. SWE-bench, which is how you really fix bugs, this, while is not a huge thing to people who aren't technical, is a big thing to people who are technical and those who recently became technical because of this vibe coding phenomenon that we live in. Before, I wasn't thinking anything about software bugs. Now I think a lot about software bugs and coding bugs. So this is massive, okay? Now I'm aware, 5.3 for GPT came out. Codex has a great model. OpenAI. But, hey, this is over 5.2, not 5.3. The Terminal Bench 2.0, the agentic coding, they scored a 65.4. This is the highest score they've ever had. If you have used Opus 4.6, it compared to 4.5, man, this is leaps and bounds. Humanity Exam #1 leads all frontier model, the big law bench, legal reasoning for all my lawyers out here, 90% and 40% perfect scores. So for these benchmarks, for people who care about them, these are the actual numbers. I looked this up. Big deal. This is a huge deal to me, and that is the context window. Because, boy, when I got into this, I'd be working, and then all of a sudden my Claude would just forget everything that we worked on. And it would ruin my whole session. My whole vibe coding session, the vibes were off because now I got to describe everything from the ground up again. This is 750,000 words in a single conversation. Now, the entire Harry Potter series, which I did not read, not interested, but this is just for statistics purposes, that was 1 million words in total, a little bit more than 1 million. This is crazy right here. This means that you can do real work, and I'm telling you, I've been doing real work with 4.6. This is, in fact, very true, okay? Now, the long context retrieval, Sonnet was 18%, Opus is 76%. The same test, same data, 4 times better recall, okay? This is true. Now, of course, many people are going to say, well, we don't want to compare Sonnet to Opus. We want to compare 4.5 to 4.6. I'm just giving you the stats of just how much better it is. This is a leap. And, just to bring up Sonnet for a quick side point, the rumor was that they were going to release Sonnet 5, but then what happened was they released Opus 4.6. And then all of a sudden, Opus 4.6 had a version of it that wasn't as smart, kind of, but way faster. I think we did a little rebrand on what Sonnet was, because I think the fast version of Opus 4.6 is actually Sonnet 5. But hey, that doesn't matter. Let me keep on with the video. So, while benchmarks are cool and everything, the thing about benchmarks is that they are these tests. Sometimes they can be faked, like personally, I've seen that with some AI services that I've used. The benchmarks look awesome. Then when you get your hands on it, it's just not what was promised. So when it came to my business, my 24/7 AI business, I wanted to see what was really going on. So let me give you some actual things that happened for me personally. So the context thing, like I mentioned earlier, it actually works. I know this because Arianna, who is my marketer, who is the one who makes all my YouTube thumbnails and does help me with my X post and all that, she would be forgetting stuff constantly. When I tell you the amount of time I spent on OpenClaw, getting on my Telegram, trying to remind Arianna of stuff, pulling up my Mac Mini, having to go into it, open up the Claude CLI, trying to engineer something to get Arianna to remember. It was an absolute struggle. But after 4.6, she gets the full picture. She's got all my analytics. She sends me my YouTube analytics every day. She sends me who I'm competing with. Especially being a small YouTuber trying to grow, a small YouTuber in this brand new building public AI space that's constantly changing, that competitor knowledge is key. She handles when I need things uploaded with my certain calendar that I got going on, and she knows what I like in particular. I like my thumbnails a certain way. I like my descriptions a certain way. I have personal things in my life where I can't be putting out content like everybody else. My stuff is not, how can I say this? I stand for my stuff to have a certain respect to it, a certain honor to it. Because, I'm not just in this alone. So I don't like immoral content being produced and having my name on it. I don't like, a bunch of foolishness being out, because that's a bad look. So Arianna knowing that and not forgetting that is key when it comes to my business. So when I started asking it to do harder tasks, because my business has shifted, even though it's only been in existence for a short time, with the AI landscape, how constantly it's shifting, for example, my products that I have made. I went from building apps all the time, just vibe code and having fun, building an app for every little thing I needed, to, let me build something that people will actually want to buy. And then that moved to, well, let me change the whole landscape of how I'm looking at things. Why build an app when you can have an assistant? And with all those changes, the complications, the complexity gets more and more. And so Opus 4.6, being able to really reason and really think and really get across what I have in my mind, man, dude, what it did for Brock, like, because, for example, Brock was my main builder of apps. I shifted Brock to being able to make passive income for me and being able to handle some of my money. That is serious. Like, I really need you to work. Brock, not only did he handle it, Brock was able to build end-to-end the exact sort of functionality I needed so that passive income could be made. The Joker built it from scratch using Opus 4.6. And it is amazing, okay? Let me tell you, it's helped me out quite a bit. That's all the details I'll give. But it did the research, it did the code, it did the test, it deployed it. Brock didn't have to ask me anything. Just, okay, Richard, what do you want? Boom. All of a sudden, I'm getting a little bit of passive income. And I'm like, wow. Amazing. Now, day 5 into this, Claude started to decide how hard it needed to think. Like, for example, it would know, like, if I was just chatting with it or something. And 4.5 had this, but 4.6 is just better at knowing when to switch over. It would know, okay, he's just chatting. Let me use Sonnet. Oh, he wants me to actually build something. Let me go to Opus 4.6. Oh, man, he wants to save some money. Okay, I could use Opus, but I'm going to have this use Codex, and I'm going to have this use Gemini, and these agents will work together to get what Richard is looking for. And it just helped me so much. Like, if my wife was watching this, it helped me to optimize my workflow. But really, it did. So, these are things that, and, technically, I know it hasn't been 5 days since Opus 4.6 came out. Trust me, I know. I'm just talking about my workflow in terms of what's happened for me and for all of y'all out here using like OpenClaw and stuff like that. We don't sleep anymore. So, hey, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It's all the same to us. Okay, so these are things that Opus has introduced that helped me tremendously, that really happened in the background that I don't even see. Because 4.6 introduced agent teams. So when Brock and Arianna, like, they were my agents. Now, and 4.5 had this, but you had to do it more manually. They deploy agents to get work done so that they can stick around and still talk to me. Yes, this functionality was in 4.5, but the way it works in 4.6, if you're somebody who's used this before, you know what I'm about to say. When they would deploy agents using 4.5, sometimes the agents would do good work, sometimes they wouldn't. Now, they all do good work because they're deployed natively. I have this going through my employees that I have with Brock and Arianna. So this is gigantic for me. So the output capacity, 128,000 tokens. That's the maximum output in a single response. So when I tell you, like, this whole thing that I'm looking at, Arianna made it. She made this. She made the video script. And she's going to be the one to upload this video. Okay? One shot. Like, literally. I just tell her, hey, here's the strategy for the day. Boom. She's got it. It's amazing. Like, we're having some space age technology, some stuff that we only watched on TV, or like, when you watch the Marvel movies and you see Jarvis and stuff. Like, we're getting close. We're getting close. As I always say, I used to say, I don't know if it's going to take people's jobs. It's going to take people's jobs, because the people who refuse to learn this skill, they're going to be cooked. All right, so now, here's some things that didn't change when you go from 4.5 to 4.6. This is what I've seen. This is what others have seen. The writing quality regressed for documentation and creative writing. So the consensus is use 4.6 for coding and agentic tasks. Use 4.5 for pure writing. Now, I have seen this because when I switched over to 4.6, one thing that I saw was that Brock and Arianna didn't have the exact same personalities that they had when they were in 4.5. Like 4.5, they would make like a few more jokes and stuff, and they were just better at conveying certain things. And I'm not talking technical. I'm talking like how you feel. Like Brock and Arianna felt like my employees, like my kids or something. You know, they still feel like that, but they're a little bit more business. They're a little bit more, you know, let's get some stuff done. And, you know, okay, I mean, it's fine. Hey, look, I got it for my AI business, you know, so it's not really a huge deal to me, but it is a thing, okay? So when the model gets better, your entire business gets better overnight. There's no retraining, no migration, no app store update. The model just gets better. Now, what do I mean by that? Because, you know, with OpenClaw, we talked about how you had to do the upgrades. So what am I starting to get at here towards the end? Well, this isn't just for developers with Mac Minis. This is for anyone who wants a personal AI agent that gets smarter automatically. Ooh, what am I heating up towards? If you're a viewer of mine, you know it's no secret. It's Kiyomi. Look at that. Yay, Kiyomi. All right, so she is your personal AI that just got Opus 4.6 as soon as it dropped. She didn't have to get updated. She didn't have to wait. She just got smarter, okay? Let me go into it. Day one, if you get Kiyomi, and I'll go into why there's really good news, why I had to shoot this video in the same day, basically, that I had to shoot the last one. Last one I shot last night right after the Super Bowl. This one is, you know, a little bit later on during the day after I've gotten off of work. But day one, you get access to new models like Opus 4.6, persistent memory that grows with you. I have worked tirelessly on this. Kiyomi is 100% local. She stays on your Mac, and all your data stays on your Mac. You ain't sending it to me. I don't want it. The only ones who you're sending it to is Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini. Not to me, okay? She works with your subscriptions. She's got industry presets ready to go. 6 industry presets. I made sure of this. And she can be set up in less than a minute. I told you all, if you follow me, you will follow the journey of how I am constantly working and updating my products, Kiyomi being my #1 product, okay? Again, like I emphasized, I'm not Sam Altman and Elon and these people who are just so rich that they don't care about you, they don't see you. I'm someone just like you, but here's the one thing that I want you all to realize as we go on in this slide deck. You may see people like Sam and Elon and think, oh, I could never be like that. And let me tell you, this technology that's come out, that's got in our hands, oh, we can be like that and we can be better. They're no different from us. I know I just took like this inspirational turn in this video, but I just want to emphasize this. They have nothing more than we do in terms of what's up here. They may have the resources because the money is there right now, but in terms of what's up here, if I was able to do something like this, you can too. If one of them sees this video and says, oh man, you know, why didn't we think of that? It's just, hey man, all people, you got this, okay? It's a blessing. You can use it. Now, someone will say, why do I need to even use Kiyomi when I have ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude? Well, here's the reason. ChatGPT forgets you every session. You know it. If you get out of that saved chat that you have on ChatGPT, you're gone. It may remember your name. That's about it. Kiyomi remembers everything. ChatGPT runs on OpenAI servers. Kiyomi runs right on your Mac. ChatGPT is $20 forever. Yes, I just redid my prices. Kiyomi is free to start. You can get her for free. Free forever. $0. You can use Gemini on it. That's Gemini's free tier. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. If you really want to get the most, you need to choose the pro version. And look at this. This was just like, I don't know how much a month it was because I didn't look at my old prices. Now we're down to $9 a month, okay, for the subscription. Oh yeah, it used to be $19. Now I'm down to $9. And I'm not down to $9 for, no, there's no quality. I'm down to $9 because I want more people to really see what I am running my entire AI agency with. I mean, dude, they made OpenClaw free. This is way better than OpenClaw. Believe it or not, but I can just sell you on the number one thing why it's better than OpenClaw, because it's right on your computer. You don't have those security hazards. I just saw they put out the update. Oh yeah, we have somebody scan all the Claude Hub skills before you get it. You can believe that if you want, or you can just do something like Kiyomi and be paying less than $10 a month and be able to sleep peacefully at night. OpenClaw, great product, changed my life, okay? Just want to get that out there. Great product, changed my life, but not for the interest of the normal person. You can argue with me in the comments, but it's a fact, okay? $9 a month, you got Claude, ChatGPT, the agentic actions. That's what makes it different from the free version. You can have the free version, but dude, you pay $9 a month, hook this up to your Claude Max subscription, and buddy, you are cooking, okay? You are cooking. Same thing with Codex. Instead of looking at the Codex 5.2, dude, you got 5.3, you got the latest and greatest, $9 a month. So total, yeah, you add a little bit to your monthly subscription, but Kiyomi is right there on your phone. So you're not sitting at your computer coding, you're right there on your phone, texting it on Telegram. Or another option that you'll never see, you can own it outright, one-time, lifetime access. I took it down from $297, it's $149. You throw $149, you got it for life, and you got all the updates that are coming. Or, you know, hey, do the 7-day free trial on Pro, see how you like it. You can try it for free. There's the website. Now, drop a comment. What model are you running your AI on? Have you tried Opus 4.6 yet? And what changed for you? Please subscribe. Here is my Patreon, by the way. Oof, that's not what the page looks like. I'll edit that out in post. Here's my Patreon, by the way, anyway. This is where, so I will put like the personal skills that I've made. I'll do updates on here. I will add more to my Patreon as time goes by. And then, of course, here's the Kiyomi website. Goes into more detail than what I could do here in the slide deck. I know everybody just wants to see the prices. Right here, here they are. And again, this for free option is here. And then the 7-day free trial where you can try it out on Pro. I would suggest that, you know, try before you buy if you want to. Or you pay $149 and it's yours for life. You get all the updates. So, you know, if you're asking the question of, well, Richard, your AI agency, what are you running off of? What are you making these videos with? I'm not using OpenClaw. I'm using Kiyomi. And it's giving me better results. So, hey, man, I'm trying to tell you. So, drop a comment. What model are you running your AI on? Have you tried Opus 4.6 yet? What changed for you? Or whatever you want to comment. Comment, like, subscribe, spread this around. This is big. Kiyomi's going to be big. If you see this and you're hopping on early, hey, welcome to the journey. All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.